A very good morning to you and welcome to Wake Up News live on Globe TV with me, Sandra BOAHEN. Now let's take a glance through the headlines coming up today. The Finance Minister KONYEH has assured that all pensioners who fail to tender their old bonds for new ones under the Domestic Debt Exchange Program have been exempted from the program. And also, former Chief Justice Ofa Akufu has expressed disappointment in the head of finances, Mr. Ken Oforiatta. We also have for you the Ministry of Trade and Industry says the government is working on a comprehensive law to deal with consumer protection in the country. And on education, students of Awutu Ayuresua Basic School in the Central Region have bemoaned the inadequate infrastructure in the school. And also, Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research has revealed that 10.7% of teenagers aged between 15 and 19 got impregnated last year. Well, we have for you the details of these stories and many more coming up to you on the Wake Up News, including sports. Please do stay with us. Well, thank you very much for your time this morning. Let's start with the Finance Minister, KONYEH, has assured that all pensioners who fail to tender their old bonds for new ones under the Domestic Debt Exchange Program have been exempted from the program. Addressing Parliament on the state of the Domestic Debt Exchange Program, Mr. Oforiatta said the pensioners have nothing to worry about, adding that all their coupons and principals will be honored when maturity is due.
The pensioners have been picketing over the last weeks, demanding a total exemption from the government's Domestic Debt Exchange Program. The group has also stated that it will continue to picket at the Finance Ministry until the government heeds their demand by officially communicating to them that their investments have been exempted from the DDEP. However, the Finance Minister, addressing Parliament, said he has officially written to the pensioner bondholders who did not sign onto the program of their exemption from the exercise.
Mr. Speaker, government remains committed to the well-being and dignity of our senior citizens and pensioners. Indeed, it has personally, Mr. Speaker, caused me great distress as a number of our pensioners have picketed at the premises of the Ministry of Finance since Monday, February 6, 2023. I have already indicated in my press release, Mr. Speaker, dated 14th February 2023, the government will honor their coupons, payments, and maturing principles, like all government bonds, in line with government's fiscal commitments.
The Finance Minister, however, attributed the current debt to the lingering effect of COVID-19 and the Russia-Ukraine war.
Let me clarify that the current state of our debt has a lot to do with the lingering effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Russian-Ukraine war. This has been exacerbated by the high macroeconomic instability experienced in 2022, occasioned by downgrades by rating agencies, as well as the consequential pressures on government finances due to the actions of non-resident investors and the delayed passage of our revenue bills.
Now, former Chief Justice Sofa Akufu has expressed disappointment in the head of finances, Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta. She says the minister has not done well managing the economy. According to her, Ken Ofori-Atta has failed to ensure delivery according to the promise by the Akufo-Addo government to protect the public purse.
Speaking to Joy News, the stateswoman pointed out that the purse that required protection, as promised by the government, has instead become empty. The former Chief Justice, a pensioner, has been picketing at the Finance Ministry, demanding an exemption from the Domestic Debt Exchange Program. The program has become necessary for government to secure an International Monetary Fund support program. The retired Supreme Court judge believes the Finance Minister has not lived up to the expectations per his performance in managing the economy.
When Ken became Minister of Finance in 2017, I heard him on the TV. He was talking, and he was saying that he sees his responsibility as being that of protecting the national coffers. Now, the promise and the achievement, the gap is too big, and I need more explanation. I think that's it. You know, you'll be surprised. I normally take things, when it comes to a lot of things, I take things from their most simplified format. There's no need to be complex about all kinds of things. I'm not an economist, so I'm not going to be able to argue all kinds of isms and so on and so forth. No. But all I know is that you were going to protect the national coffers, and they are now empty. Whether they were empty at that time or not is neither here nor there, because you were not going to be protecting the empty thing. You were going to protect it and make sure that everything that comes into.
And now the caretaker Minister for Trade and Industry, Samuel Ejinapo, says the government is rigorously working on a comprehensive law to deal with consumer protection in the country. He said the new consumer protection bill is ready and will soon be submitted to Cabinet for its consideration and then to Parliament for passage. The minister disclosed this when he delivered a policy statement on consumer protection in Parliament on Wednesday.
The caretaker Minister for Trade and Industry, Samuel Ejinapo, underscoring the importance of consumer protection, said everyone in today's world depends on goods and services provided by others, making it imperative to protect the interests of consumers and ensure fair trading. He said the current legal and regulatory framework for the protection of consumer rights is fragmented in different pieces of legislation, with different bodies overseeing different aspects of consumer protection. According to Mr. Ejinapo, the current state of affairs is unsatisfactory and has led to a significant part of the market remaining unregulated, leading to a constant violation of consumer rights without an adequate remedy. He identified the jurisdictional conflict among the various regulators on consumer protection, lack of consumer awareness, lack of access to courts, and absence of low-cost, quick and accessible fora and methods for resolution of consumer complaints as some of the challenges with consumer protection in the country.
As far back as the 10th century, the United Kingdom, at the time of King Edgar, sought to promulgate some sort of consumer protection. And several countries across the world, on the African continent, have consumer protection regimes which are fit for purpose. You go to Nigeria, they have one. You go to Kenya, they have one. You go to South Africa, they have one. You go to United Kingdom, they have one. You go to the United States, Canada, and several countries have fit for purpose consumer protection regimes. And as it should be, I mean, almost all developed countries, you will find that there is a well-structured consumer protection architecture which protects consumers. For some reason, we in Ghana have not been successful at putting in place a consumer protection regime. We have some level of consumer protection in some institutions scattered around the governmental architecture of our country. National Petroleum Authority will be the regulator when it comes to petroleum sector. You will find the National Communications Authority dealing with electronic issues and several others. The utilities, we have the Public Utilities Regulatory Outfit, which will be responsible. But we do not have a one-stop single piece of policy and legislation which deals with consumer protection. So is it also that we do not have one authority, agency, commission, outfit of government, of state, that is solely responsible for consumer protection. It has therefore resulted in a situation where when citizens and consumers are found themselves in a situation where they've gone to buy goods or procure services and the standards are not up to the standard that are required, they are left to themselves. They are left to their own devices.
Now, in other matters, the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research has revealed that 10.7% of teenagers aged between 15 and 19 got impregnated last year. That is about 102,000 teenagers countrywide, according to the latest report. This is one of the key issues now affecting teenagers across the country. The head of the Social Division of ISA, Dr. Martha Awu, giving details of the research, said that the country recorded 10.7% of pregnancies among teenagers aged 15 and 19 in 2022.
The country recorded 10.7% of pregnancies among teenagers aged 15 and 19 in 2022. The same data at the regional level shows that Northeast leads at 15%, followed by Upper East at 14.2% and OT at 13.8%. The situation in these regions were the same, with just about 1% higher in 2021. Adolescent pregnancies are more common in marginalized areas and are often caused by poverty, limited employment opportunities, and lack of education. The country recorded 10.7% of
Coming up, we have for you students of Awutu Ayuresua Basic School in the Central Region have bemoaned the inadequate infrastructure in the school. Well, do stay with us for more details. Welcome back. Now, President Akufo-Addo has commissioned and handed over the Kwabenya Model Kindergarten School constructed by BSW International for the people of Kwabenya to the Ghana Education Service. The government is embarking on the construction of some 350 kindergarten blocks to meet the UN Sustainable Development Goal 4.2, which seeks to ensure that by 2030 all girls and boys have access to early childhood care and development to prepare them for primary education.
The play-based classroom kindergarten is one of the many developmental projects the government is embarking on by constructing 350 kindergarten blocks, with some 160 completed. According to the general manager of BSW International, the model school will help children access ICT. However, she fears a lack of internet connection and electricity may threaten the project.
There are several things that we were struggling with. As you know, that ICT requires electricity and connectivity, and for us it was important to select and to find the resources and to bring you the solutions that can be independent of connectivity, that all children, despite of whether they're located, because the project was in 6 regions, will be able to access technology and the solutions. So there are things that we hope the government of Ghana will improve, and I've seen this already throughout the years, that it's getting better and better, but as you probably know, it's a very long road. From our side, we'll do all possible to ensure that all the teachers, even in the most remote area, we're not encouraging them to sit at the desks. We want them to be active. We want them to work with their hands. We want them to create, to do something. So technology, it's actually only one of the stations that you see in the classroom. You have the reading corner, you have the tangibles corner, you have the play corner, you have the touch screens. So when we designed the classrooms, we were thinking about several things. First of all, the number of kids in the class, and we know that the number can reach up to 70 children, so we had to bring, for example, the projector and the board in order for the teacher to be able to work with the whole classroom.
The Education Minister, Dr. Yao Edichum, said the project, when expanded, will transform pre-primary in the country.
Today we have a wonderful opportunity of seeing one that has been completed in Greater Accra. I'm so excited to understand that President is not interested in STEM education from secondary. He's interested in STEM education starting from kindergarten.
According to the president, the government will continue to take the education of millions of Ghanaian children seriously. He says government will continue to invest in education and help secure the country's future. For this, interventions are geared towards the growth and development of Ghana. President Akufo-Addo charged all assemblies to take care of all new classroom blocks that will be built under the new project.
I hope the management and teachers of this newly constructed kindergarten block will ensure the best maintenance practices are put in place so that this school is well utilized and maintained for the benefit of our students.
In education, students of Awutu Ayuresua Basic School in the Central Region have bemoaned the inadequate infrastructure in the school. According to the student, the nature of the school is hindering the academic performance. They, however, call on the government and other stakeholders to intervene.
Poor infrastructure in schools not only affects the academic performance of students, but also infringes on the right to education as well. Awutu Ayuresua Basic School in the Central Region is one such school in the community. The inadequate infrastructure such as school desk, library, and many others are hindering the academic performance of students in the community. Speaking to the media, some students explained that they come to school along with chairs and take it back home. After school is closed, they called on the stakeholders and the government for support.
The school, you don't have chair in the school. So if you're a newcomer, you come to the school, they will ask you to bring chair in the school. Every day, I will carry the chair to the school. If you close, I will take it to the house. It is a plastic chair, so I think they will break it for me.
There are no plenty. That is why I carry chair from school to come. And when you don't come to school early, they will also cane you. I want them to do everything that we want so that we can be happy.
We lack chairs in this school. The chairs in this school there are not many for the students. Some even find it difficult to learn because they don't have any chair to sit on. So learning is very difficult in this school for us. Yeah. So I'll tell everyone watching me to support Ayuresua Basic School because we lack many things.
The chief of the community added that the nature of the school has made many people lose interest in the school because the performance of the school is not encouraging.
As you can see, all the windows and doors are broken due to lack of monitoring. Our education system here is bad, especially our result is nothing to please about. Last year, someone had 40. It's too bad. It doesn't order well with us. You don't have enough tables and chairs. So if you don't have enough tables and chairs, you'll be forced to bring your own so that you come and sit on it to learn. The children sometimes when they sit on the floor, it's not good, it's not happy. At this age, it's bad. And with the chief also, because of our problems here. So we don't have the resources to even to help our own people here.
The assemblyman of the Bobi electoral area, Nathaniel Edu, also noted some challenges that hinder parents to support their children, especially with books.
In fact, when you come to the classrooms, you see that most of the children sometimes be in the school without books. Even the exercise books that they used to write, it's a problem for us. Because one, it's not the fault of the parents. Over here, we are farming. This place is a farming community. And the plot or the land that the parent farm on it, in fact, they've win sand on it. The rest has been given to the estate developers. And now the farmland has been taken from the people. Therefore, they don't have any work to do. All the work that they do over here is hand to mouth. And they don't have anything. So even textbooks there is a waste of all.
However, the intervention of Mensa Foundation has put up a library block to help upgrade the academic performance of the school.
The library is just one part of the problem. I think it's the least part of the problem. If you come here and you see the decks, if you see some of the students that don't even have shoes to wear, some come in their boxer shorts, some come topless, and they still come to class. What should that tell you? That they are ready to learn, but they don't have all these things to help them come to class and all of that. I mean, just imagine how many of them are able to even pay their school fees. So, as I said, we put it out for people to know. Yeah, so someone just whispered that Michael Essien came from IUSU. I didn't even know that. You understand? So, one thing that they are telling me again is there are so many football talents here. Like when it comes to soccer, there are so many talents here, and they need jerseys. Or that's all they need, them footballs. And it's even less than doing a library. So we are definitely going to come back and help. You've seen the windows, we've seen the doors. Like there's so many things that they need.
Farouk Aliu Mahama says he is not waiting for the government to fulfill the water needs of his people. The MP revealed during a news conference that he has sunk more than 100 boreholes since he assumed office as a member of parliament for the constituency. He has also implored his constituents to have patience as authorities work to deal with the water situation.
The yearly water crisis in Yendi in the northern region is affecting businesses and the economic activities of residents. People use productive hours in search of water for household duties, making it difficult for businesses to succeed in recent times. They have been fighting water issues since 2021, after their primary source of water supply, the River Dakar, eventually dried up due to human activities around the boundaries. About 40% of residents in Yendi are connected to clean and potable water, a situation the MP says authorities are working round the clock to improve.
The people of Yendi don't really have, if I say the coverage level, if I say 100%, for now Yendi the coverage we can say is for like 40%. Some people have access to water, some people have to the Ghana water and sewage. They have, as I said, even before I became a member of parliament, I had done over 20 boreholes for the people of Yendi. That was even when I was not a member of parliament. Since I became a member of parliament, I knew the need assessment of my people. So therefore, before I was sworn in as member of parliament, I was able to incorporate that plan and using water as a critical priority. That is the challenge in my constituent. I, through the partnership with my friends and the network I have, were able to come out with a 100 borehole project. What we did was that we tried to stagger it, and I can tell you in 2021 we did almost 30 boreholes. We are continuing this year with another 30 boreholes. We've commenced, I will speak, the other companies that have started, and these are all my personal initiative as a member of parliament.
Farouk Aliu Mahama said he was happy when the Sanitation and Water Resources Minister, Cecilia Abnadapa, explained in Parliament that work will commence in the second quarter of 2023, with the government currently working on the choice of engineering, procurement and construction contractors, which are in their final stages. The MP therefore assured us to keep an eye on the project to ensure that Work starts on time as promised.
So far, I can say we are covering over 60 boreholes that we've been able to do. On Saturday, I'm going to commission another borehole on Saturday, Guntangle area, making it up to 61 boreholes. We are not waiting for government. As we said, as a member of parliament, I know the president is doing his best to make sure we salvage the problems of the water crisis. But as a personal member of parliament who is committed to his people, I decided to also do this borehole, taking it.
Now, scores of uncovered pits left behind by illegal miners in the eastern region are posing a threat to residents of those mining communities, while many people have fallen into those pits, leading to their untimely death. Others are living dangerously as the abandoned pits serve as death traps, looking for prey. Additionally, the uncovered pits have become breeding grounds for mosquitoes and reptiles. Belinda Tete has more.
Mining pits left uncovered by legal and illegal miners in the eastern region continue to threaten the lives of inhabitants in mining areas. These trenches filled with mud and rainwater often end up swallowing unsuspecting farmers anytime they visit their farms, and in some cases, school children who go out to play around in these mined pits. The municipal chief executive, Akosia Asabia Ano, speaking to the media after the Ghana National Association of Small-Scale Miners paid a courtesy call on her as part of their routine monitoring of river bodies, called on the association to assist the assembly to reclaim the degraded lands.
Boka South Municipal Assembly, government ashase or reclamation e wa papem any efiasa side. Na yebese Association of Small Scale Miners nso omo na reclamation kwa machine ayewi yedi yi omo no omo wo nti omo meboa ye na mfie bi atwam no ne ankrofo ye ya omo jegu ho a petini ade wo ho no omo meboa ye na yentumi nkata so mse meni omo kasa ne medi kan kasa ye kata so kra ye betumi a dia ye se park bi na serve as a memorial for program ya ye ni omo ayi Emma General Secretary so ka say omo be here assembly ni support in terms of fuel. We are ready to provide the support because yetumi kata sam na ne so nyina ebema ye yetumi adue nnua ama mframa cry home no nso so aye mframa papa.
The president of Small Scale Miners, Philip Ekufo, assured Ghanaians of their relentless efforts to save the environment and water bodies.
The catch Ghana for said, "You bet me yema insuraniati. No money ni se bet me yejumano, but you buy no you won't say difference no clear." Obie won Ghana say adwane betimi aye meeting say aye so far so e chance members no obie prepare say obeye adwuma pa ama Ghana hu say sebe enya de say nkwa na say na yetumi ade enso yi enti so far so good no e to na e bind the successful na yenya ji ye Ghana for boss say ya hyase no yenya nto ye be.
Let's now focus in the central region. Some 15 passengers who were involved in an accident at Gomwa Nyamibetwe close to the Onion Market on the Accra Cape Coast stretch late Wednesday are receiving treatment at the Winneba Trauma and Specialist Hospital in the central region. Some eyewitnesses say a Ford passenger truck collided with a tipper truck, resulting in the accident. Preliminary investigations conducted by the Winneba Municipal Fire Station indicated that the Ford passenger car with registration number GE 7270-1717 was heading to Accra from Takoradi, but made the wrong overtake, resulting in the accident. A fire officer who led the rescue team from Winneba, ADO2 Jude upon Menu, while narrating the incident, said it took personnel several hours to take the driver of the Ford car from the wreckage as a result of the impact. Well, coming up next is the sports update.
Globe TV, bringing the world to you. Globe TV, bringing the world to you.
And welcome to the sports segment of the Wake Up Show. My name is Robert Konyeh. Let's do the headlines for this morning. We have for you results from the various Europa League match centers as Barcelona were held at home by Manchester United. Also, Marcus Rashford believes Man United could have done better in their game against FC Barcelona. Now, the Black Queens of Ghana are still on preparations for their two friendly games against Togo and Benin. Emmanuel Ajimambadu has explained his decision to quit Accra Great Olympics, and also Hasselfolk skipper Glasson Awako has pleaded with the fans of the club to keep supporting them as the season gets more tougher. Now, let's go for this quick break. We'll be back with the details of the stories. You're welcome back. Now, let's begin from the results of the Europa League. FC Barcelona 2, Manchester United 2. We have Shakhtar Donetsk beating Rennes by 2-1. Ajax and Union Berlin played a 0-0 draw. FC Salzburg 1, AS Roma 0, Juventus 1, Nantes 1, Sporting CP 1, FC Midtjylland 1, Bayern Leverkusen 2, AS Monaco 3, and also we have Sevilla 3, PSV Eindhoven 0.
Globe TV, bringing the world to you. 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 Globe TV, bringing the world to you.
Marcus Rashford believes Manchester United could have done better after taking a 2-1 lead in the game.
To be honest, I thought they started the game really well. They was in good control and possession. We had moments in the first half, but not really as many clean-cut chances. You know, just good moments that could have been great opportunities. I think, you know, from the first couple of minutes, Bruno's ball across the face of goal is a massive chance, and you know, it ends up not really a chance because no one's there, but you know, in reality it's a massive opportunity for us, and we just have to gamble more and try and get in front of the goalkeeper, in front of the 6-yard box for tap-ins. And so yeah, it's in big games, it's big moments that make the difference, and I feel like...
Let's now turn the attention to the local scene. 34 Black Queens have assembled at the Ghanaman Soccer Center of Excellence, Pram Pram, in readiness for this month's international friendlies against Benin and Togo. 4 foreign-based players, Priscilla Adubia, Evelyn Badu, Captain, Portia Boache and Azuma Bugri, arrived on Monday to prepare for the games. Also in camp are Janet Ejiri, Grace Asantoa, Naomi Anima, Jacqueline Opoku and Safia Tusalifu, with the rest of the players carefully selected from the 20 Women's Premier League clubs in Ghana. The team have already had 2 intensive training sessions, with all players taking part. Nora Hopto's side would depart Accra on Friday to Cotonou, where they take on Benin on Sunday, February 19th, before locking horns with Togo on Saturday, February 25th, 2023. Now, former Ghana star Emmanuel Ajimambadu has announced his departure from Great Olympics after only 5 months with them. Ajimambadu revealed that he decided to leave the club because he received information that the management intended to dismiss coach Yapreko due to his insistence on playing him in games which went against the club's wishes. He has 11 matches for the Daddy Boys and was named man of the match for 2 of them. The 32-year-old announced retirement from international football in December 2020 and helped Olympics win the Gaka G6 before the start of the current season. Now, captain of Accra Hasufuk, Glasson Awako, has told the fans they desperately need their presence at matches. Slavko Matic last weekend also expressed his disappointment in the Phobia faithfuls for their lukewarm support for the team. Awako admits that playing without the full support of their fans is very difficult. Therefore, the fans should always come in their numbers to help them win the games. Now, that's all for sports this morning. I am Robert Konyeh. Thank you so much for your time.
You welcome back. Let's take a recap of the top stories. The Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, has assured that all pensioners who fail to tender their old bonds for new ones under the Domestic Debt Exchange Program have been exempted from the program. And also, Ministry of Trade and Industry says the government is working on a comprehensive law to deal with consumer protection in the country. Students of Awutu Ayuresua Basic School in the Central Region have bemoaned the inadequate infrastructure in the school. And also, Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research has revealed that 10.7% of teenagers aged between 15 and 19 got impregnated last year. Well, that's all for you this morning. I am Sandra Edu Boahen, and coming up now is ESA. Do enjoy the rest of our program.